Hello everybody, and welcome to the patch 12.17 full review. I'm doing these live because I have nothing better to do today. Now, if you're watching this later on, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this into two parts. First thing I'm going to say is my computer's been having some issues. That's why I'm doing it live. Every so often, it has just not been saving anything longer than like a 5-minute video. So if I'm going to do these longer, then it's, I don't want it to not be safe. But what we're going to do is we're going to separate this video into two parts. The first part, I'm going to go over all the small little buffs and nerfs and things like that. Then the second part, I'm going to wrap around because some of these champions are getting more than just like Arcane Shift has a lower cooldown. Hecarim's like, we're changing fundamentally his rampage. Okay, so everybody got that? If you want the short little buffs and nerfs, just stick around. I'll hopefully go through them in 10-20 minutes, okay? If you want the longer full reworks, I'm gonna flip back after I do those and talk about those in more detail. So, we have nerfs to AHRI, Azir, Nami, Renekton, Sivir, Sylas, Taric, Trundle, and Wukong. We have buffs to Camille, Israel, Graves, Cassidy, Misfortune, Not, Rel, who? Set, and Twisted Fate, Wow, there's not one champion here I actually like. Adjustments to Hecarim and Maokai. Those are more like reworks. Okay, so some people have issues with me calling them reworks. The issue is you have the VGU, the video game update. I don't fucking know. Okay, so you have like the full relaunches. That's like when they did that to Mundo. That's fine. You have like giga reworks like AHRI, that's also fine. But the thing is, calling these adjustments is a little bit too much. I prefer to call it a rework because like like Graves Q is adjusted. Longer cooldown early, shorter cooldown later, right? But like this is more than an adjustment, okay? And that's why I prefer to call it a rework. Okay, so without further ado, let's start going through it. AHRI, okay, I actually read through these because a lot of these, okay, it seems like they made a lot of last minute changes. Let me turn on some music here real quick. It seems like they made a lot of changes at the last minute to what was going into the patch because we can see this right here. Where, oh, nope. Okay, they literally changed this even since the last time I looked at. They mentioned that they were bringing down her early game HP, but now they're not. So there seems to be like these patch notes are getting like they posted them and they were not right. Let me just say that, and they seem to be going through and adjusting them. So I'm hoping that these are right for the future. Anyway, AHRI's charm duration is going from 0.4 at rank 1 to 1.2 at rank 1. At rank 5, it is still 2 seconds. So early game charm duration is lower. Late game charm duration is the exact same. So that's it. There's no base health nerfs anymore that I can see and that are listed here. Yep. That's it. AHRI is just like a first pick champion. She's getting first picked all the time. That's about it. None of the stats, I'm not going to show you guys the stats. None of the stats that I saw showed that AHRI was overperforming in solo queue. In fact, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just show you guys because, whatever. Like, if you go to solo queue, you can see AHRI. She's like, yeah, she's like a top 3 pick. You go to Masters Plus, she's like a top 3 pick still. But her win rate isn't like really that out of line. I don't know. I don't think AHRI is this like massive skill expressive champion, particularly because like at the low ranks, that's when I think she actually does pretty decent at the low ranks. So I don't understand why Riot is like nerfing her because of pro play. Like she'd have to be completely dominant in pro play, like completely dominant to justify nerfing her. And this is a pretty decent nerf. It's not like a big nerf, but it's not a small nerf either. Nerfing the early game duration of CC can really change a lot, particularly with ganks and stuff like that. Because like this is the difference between that one extra auto attack killing them and them getting away from the gank and you wasting 2 flashes, right? So I can't really agree with this one, because I don't know, right? Like, she would have to be completely dominating pro play to justify nerfing her in solo queue. Like, a good, solid first pick champion with a balanced win rate, you don't nerf them just because they're a good, solid, high pick champion with a safe first pick, right? I don't know. I guess people take issue with the ult and just ulting out of danger, but they're not nerfing her ult, are they? They could nerf the range on her ultimate by a little bit. Like, if they nerfed the range on her ultimate even by like 25 per dash, that would add up over 3 ults, right? And make her less safe. They could do something like that, but I don't know. I'm gonna look past it. Okay, Azir. Here's the problem with Azir. Azir has been fundamentally broken since he was launched. Sand Soldiers, actually, I'm gonna double check this. I'm pretty sure the AP ratio on Sand Soldiers has never been touched. It's always been 0.6, right? Yeah, I'm like 90% sure it has always been I'm literally looking at the patch notes right now. I mean, you guys can look with me. I'm 90% sure. Okay, no, here we go. In season 4, they nerfed it from 0.7 to 0.6. Basically, here's the issue. Annie's Q scales. Azir only needs to hit 2 Sand Soldier attacks to outscale most ultimates. At a 0.6 AP ratio, a Sand Soldier autoing you twice hit you harder than most ultimates would hit you based on its AP scaling. Now, it doesn't have like massive base damage anymore, and with multiple Sand Soldiers, it does multiply the damage. The issue is the AP ratio on Sand Soldiers is just too goddamn high, and they were gonna lower it to 0.5. I think that would have led to a healthier, much healthier situation. Nerfing it to 0.55, it's okay. But this still means that if you have multiple Sand Soldiers and shit like that, like if you have 3 Sand Soldiers hit someone, it still outscales an Annie Fireball. Every auto attack outscales an Annie Fireball. And with how much ability haste and Q repositioning and how many Sand Soldiers can rise up, it's too much in my opinion. And this is it's a good base to start reducing his scaling. That's good. He still outscales everyone in the game. He's still gonna ult you, and during like the 0.5 second knockup from the ultimate, he's still gonna kill you from full, right? But at the very least, it stops the scaling a little bit. I just wish they went a bit farther. They also, since they did the patch preview, they shifted some things. The cooldown on his Sand Soldiers is also going up. Now, doesn't that... I'm like 99% sure it works on like a charge system. So he can charge up and then summon a bunch of Sand Soldiers at once. So early game, he's gonna have to play back a little bit, because right now, the issue with Azir is that he's just Kale, but more difficult to play. A good Azir can basically auto attack you indefinitely, no matter how many times you try to dodge his Sand Soldiers. He summons a Sand Soldier, auto attack you, you walk away. He summons a Sand Soldier, auto attacks you, you walk away. He cues both Sand Soldiers towards you, auto attacks you, you walk away. He summons a Sand Soldier, auto attacks you, you walk away. He summons a Sand Soldier, auto attacks you. Nyaha, you say. Now you're out, and then you've been dead for like 5 minutes. So, yeah. Making him have to like if you actually dodge out of all those Sand Soldiers, it does help if he has a little bit more time before he goes back to my Q is back and my W is back with 3 charges. Yeah, okay. This is his escape move. This is also going up in cooldown. That's fine as well. What they'll probably end up doing, and I'm because I know Azir's gonna be like underpowered as fuck. We all know Azir's gonna be underpowered as fuck. Like everyone agrees with that, right? Like nobody looks at this and says, "Oh, Azir's probably gonna be perfectly balanced." But that's fine. It's fine for Azir to be a little bit underpowered. But what they should do, if any Rioter is listening to me, what you should do at this point is increase his base armor by like 3, because with less ability, Do I have everything? Yeah. With less ability to just run people down early game and just, again, summon Sand Soldier, attack. They ran away. Summon Sand Soldier, attack. They ran away. Q Sand Soldiers forward. Attack, attack. They ran away. Summon Sand Soldier, attack. They ran away. Summon Sand like, with less ability to do that based on the reduced damage by a little bit, the increased cooldown, the increased cooldown on his escape move, give him like 3 more base armor so he can like more fairly lane then into champions like Zed and Talon, who will mostly have a better game into him because he'll have more weaknesses, and I think that should honestly be fine. But yeah, the issue with Azir is he's just too fucking overpowered. I like, sorry to Azir players, but like, yes, for a ranged champion, how does a ranged champion attack you 5 times? They right click you and they watch their character attack you 5 times. Azir needs to press W 4 times and press Q and probably press E somewhere in there. So like, yes, it's very complicated for Azir to do extremely basic shit. I agree. Okay, but that doesn't mean it's balanced that he's overpowered. Camille. Okay, so Camille, I need to look this shit up. Are they dead serious? Okay, so they say Camille is currently a cut below other prominent picks in the top lane. We're giving her a little extra engage and trading power so she has an opportunity to shine when the conditions are right, but will still be kept in check by champions that counter her. Okay, so Riot says, don't worry guys, Renekton counters Camille. So the shield buff doesn't matter because, like, Renekton breaks her shield anyway, right? But the thing is, not only is Camille quite overpowered right now still to this day, this is Masters Plus right now. Top 5 pick, 51.93% win rate. This is today. This is as of now. This is the finalized for this patch. So they're making her significantly more safe in the laning phase. Remember, health and armor went up. Yes, she used to have a 20% health shield. Having a 20% health shield of more health means that since the durability update, Camille will have gotten more health. This alone would be buffing the champion. And just to be clear, this champion, Riot, you're buffing. You're going to Camille and you're saying, yeah, man, this champion's just not good enough. What's the next thing? Are we buffing Riven again? Riot? Anyway, then they're increasing the early game damage of Hookshot by 20 and increasing the late game AD scaling by 0.15%. So the rank 1's going up by 20, the rank 5 damage is not going up, but the AD ratio is going up. Because as we all know, Camille was really, really bad at all-inning early game. So she needed a better shield to trade better because she had really bad trades. And she was really bad at all-inning people once she won trades. Both these aspects of the champion needed to... The sarcasm here, for anyone who doesn't play at the high rank, Camille is like the best lane trader in the game. It's basically impossible to actually out-trade her. You need to play around her cooldowns and accept that you will lose some trades, and there's absolutely nothing you can do. Like, if you're playing Kled against Camille, you just cannot win a trade reasonably. You can't. If someone plays Kled against me, I'll pick Camille. I have not played this champion in years, and I will win the trade. You cannot lose trades with Camille. They're making her trading even better. Once you've won the trade and you need to go for the all-in, Hookshot is probably the best all-in ability in the game. So what are they doing? They're buffing Hookshot's damage. Again, on this champion. Riot. What the fuck? Anyway, moving on. Ezreal. Okay, so I'll be lenient here on Ezreal. I want to look this shit up. How good is Ezreal doing in Masters Plus? 3rd highest pick. Oh no, but his win rate. Yeah, who gives a shit about his win rate? Ezreal has low win rates. Water is wet. I will drink too much coffee and have trouble sleeping at night. And Ezreal will have a low win rate. That is just the truth of the universe. AD carry players cannot handle hitting 3 different skill shots. It's hard for me. I can't handle it. If I played Ezreal, I would have a low win rate. That's fine, because players who are good at Ezreal shit on the game. He's a top 3 pick at Masters Plus because people want to get good at him and they want to play him, and they know that if you're good at Israel, you will be good at the game. So they're reducing the cooldown on Arcane Shift, which, okay, by the way, I do keep track of patch notes, and I do like calling this shit out whenever Riot does it. So I'm going to call them out once again. The cooldown on Arcane Shift was increased to this cooldown a mere 2.5 seasons ago. Well, okay, I'll say 2 seasons ago. That actually is more accurate. It was increased to this a mere 2 seasons ago because Riot said, wow, that cooldown is way too short. He's way too safe. Particularly, once he stacks ability haste and his Q reduces his cooldowns, he can Arcane Shift way too often. And now what are they doing? Hey man, 2 seasons ago, what were we doing? I don't know. Okay, fuck it. Let's reduce Arcane Shift's cooldown again. Okay. Graves. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry to have to keep doing this, but like, Riot is being quite stupid this patch. Riot's looking at Graves and being like, a champion who historically is balanced at a lower win rate, who is currently a top 4 pick, with basically a 50% win rate, 49.75%, not even low 49%, this is a high 49%. Oh my god, he's underpowered. By these same stats, just to be clear, Riot could buff Kayn and be like, no, Kayn's underpowered too. No, it's the darndest thing. So, like, what? So Wukong gets nerfed. God damn, he's the most overpowered champion. Graves gets buffed. Barely playable. No one can even touch him. He's literally unplayable. Do you see what I mean? This is why I like to show this shit, because it don't make sense. So his end of the line is getting its Q cooldown increased early game, reduced late game. That would affect, I guess, maybe they're trying to nerf him early game so he's less good at the high ranks but better at the low ranks. But the thing is, I don't think it's really going to do very much. Q is his first maxed ability. If it was like on his W or his E, maybe, so, you know, an ability he doesn't max first, I guess. But this is his first maxed ability. By like 13 or 14 minutes into the game, it's going to be buffed. The current jungle meta favors engaged style fighters that bring a lot of CC and utility to help their teams, and Graves hasn't been able to compete with these picks. Graves is an engaged style fighter. Okay, fine. Also, his ultimate damage is going up by 25 because this one time Graves auto attacked an 80 carry once, then ulted, and they didn't die from full. And Riot was like, God damn it! Why is our tanky, engage, hyperscaling, farming, damage, tanky, piece of shit AoE champion not killing people by glancing them slightly? Okay, we're gonna do Hecarim after this. Okay, Kassadin. Oh boy, am I bringing out U.GG again? Surely Hashinshin. Yeah, okay, fine, we're doing it. I'm not gonna. Yay. Okay, so Kassadin is currently, literally, once you go to Masters Plus, Kassadin is literally the highest banned mid laner. That's not my opinion. I've gone to Masters Plus, I have clicked mid, I have sorted by ban rate. Kassadin is the highest banned mid laner. Period. Because if you want to play mid lane, unlike half the fucking mid laners, you must ban Kassadin. You can't get around it. He just is too much of a hard counter to too much of the roster. He is a tanky, engaging, hyperscaling champion. You must beat him in the laning phase, but his Q and his passive, his Q gives a magic shield, his passive gives a magic damage reduction. That makes it really hard to get him out of the laning phase for many champions, particularly champions like, say, Ziggs, who don't really have that much poke. And you might be saying, oh, but Hashinshin, he does poke. He does have poke against champions who don't get to shield his Qs. His Qs are okay damage in the early game. They will whittle down an 80 carry. They will whittle down eventually unless you keep shielding them. That means that champions like Ziggs cannot get played mid because Kassadin gets 6, Then he engages on you and kills you every time you try to come near the laning phase. He is literally the most banned champion, Riot. The most banned for his ability to do exactly what you're buffing. Casson is typically found play as a counter into mages, so you want to lean into that. Oh god, I fucking love counter pick meta. It's the most fun thing in my life. There is nothing I enjoy more than looking at the picks and seeing that I have to pick before the opposing team and being like, wow, I have to pick before their team? This is so fun. I love not enjoying any of my experience this game. Does any other game do this? Serious question. Like, other than maybe Dota, but the thing is, Dota is actually like, there's gameplay. Like, Dota has like lane swapping, teleporting, roaming, rotating, 3v1ing a champion who's literally dead ass 3v1ing champions as an actual strategy to stop them from counterpicking you. League has none of that. League has none of the actual enjoyable gameplay or macro decisions that go into counterpick meta. It's like Riot saw Dota and was like, wow, they have counterpicks, we should have them too. But you didn't bother to actually have any of the fucking gameplay. Dota has shit like the teleport scroll. You can deadass teleport to another lane if you buy this scroll. Oh, my counter pick came into my lane and you teleport away. Oh, but did they have the teleport scroll to counter you? Maybe you go to the other lane, they teleport there, then you teleport away. Macro decisions, actual gameplay based around counter picking. League doesn't have that. So they're reducing the cooldown on Null Sphere and they're reducing the mana cost on Null Sphere. Did I mention that this shit fucking shield and negating poke and eventually outscaling you, this is what makes him so frustrating to deal with. Anyway, Maokai. We're gonna do Maokai later because, as you can see, there's a lot of shit to go over, and they did do a lot of last minute changes here on both Maokai and Hecarim, so I want to I read them over before I started this, so I should know, but I also want to double read them because sometimes I'm not the best at reading, I'll admit it. Misfortune, okay, she's getting a rework, but this is more like an adjustment. This isn't this is different than this, okay? Everyone can surely understand the difference, right? Okay. Her Q double up does 20 more damage at rank 5. The AD ratio and the AP ratio are the same. Okay, just 20 more damage at rank 5. The cast time has gone from a flat 0.25 to the same as an auto attack. So it should be faster. So as you continue to get more attack speed, or if you've activated strut, it should feel better to use double up. It should also mean that double up comes out a little bit faster. So instead of hearing click and you just being am I near a minion? And then you just walk away. Instead of hearing that, it should at the pro play be a bit harder to counterplay. Maybe? I'm not sure. Strut's mana cost is going down. The attack speed is going up. Worth noting, this is literally just a revert of a nerf they did earlier. I know what you're saying. Hashinshin, are you just gonna mention? Yes, I will literally mention every single time Riot just undoes a nerf they did earlier, because sometimes nerfs that you did earlier are smart. Sorry, I'm trying to find this shit. Okay, I'm not gonna find it. Anyway, whatever. I don't give a shit. Make it rain. This one's a bit fucky wucky. A lot of people are questioning what they're doing with this because they were like, we don't want APMF to be the dominant strategy. We want people to build attack damage. And then they're like, what if we buff the AP ratio on her E and nerf its base damage and give the slow a non-scaling AP ratio? So, I'm gonna be honest, the buffs for ADMF, we're looking at making MF's crit attack speed builds hit a bit harder while incentivizing lethality builds to use Q as a preferred harass tool. I don't understand because other than 20 damage on her rank 5 Q and her Q being slightly faster if you've activated strut or built attack speed, other than these two slight things, you get what, 10% attack speed, and that's it. The entire Make It Rain nerfs AD builds hard. The full damage has gone down 10 at rank 1, 30 at rank 5, but then it got a higher AP ratio. But then the slow is going from 40 to 60 to 50% flat with, again, an AP ratio. So, I mean, these are both nerfs to AD Misfortune, no? So then this is a buff, and then this is a buff, but then this is a nerf. So, like, AP Misfortune gets to get buff, but then AD Misfortune, like, do you see what I mean? Am I making sense? I feel like I'm making sense. I don't know. I mean, the cooldown nerf is actually the biggest issue as well, because this also hurts AD and AP Misfortune a lot. The cooldown from 18 to 10 to 18 to 14, Misfortune couldn't do anything other than slow people. She could slow people and then strut away. That's it. She didn't have any hard peel, or she didn't have an escape move, any mobility. I mean, she could just run real fast and slow you. That's it. So this seems like a really harsh nerf. Like, MF in the late game, yeah, she was really annoying to chase if she wasn't in range. But if you did get in range, there like wasn't much she could do. I literally almost never thought to myself, oh no, I'm fighting Misfortune. 90% of the time, my thoughts are, fuck Ezreal, that dumb piece of shit. God, I fucking hate him. Or, oh boy, Varus stood still and auto-attacked me to death. Or, Kai'Sa ulted to me, got a Giga Shield for 70% of her health, and then killed me in 3 seconds. But I've never once in my life thought, oh no! Misfortune! No! Okay. So, Nami, I've explained this before, but let me explain this again. Nami's E counted 3 applications for Electrocute. So if Nami put E on Lucian, and Lucian just dashed forward, and he just dashed forward, autoed twice, Q'd, autoed, by the time he pressed Q, he would already have procced Electrocute from Nami. Because 1, 2, 3, and then Electrocute procs. So if Nami just put E on Lucian, he would get his passive, which they buffed, by the way. Remember, okay, Electrocute Nami's been Lucian's best friend, given that they could quickly proc Nami's Electrocute with Lucian's Q double auto combo. We're changing how, oh, she was Lucian's best friend? Why do you think that happened, chat? Anyone got any ideas as to how that happened? Surely, Riot didn't do something like buff the aspect of Lucian's kit that perfectly synergizes with, oh, that's exactly what they did. They buffed the aspect of Lucian's kit that perfectly synergizes with Nami. Yep. So, Nami presses E on Lucian. Haha, you've procced his passive bonus damage. Then she presses W on Lucian. Haha, you procced my passive double damage. Again! But why? Why, Riot? Why would you do this? Oh boy, let's make Lucian synergize with Nami really well. Oh no! Lucian synergizes with Nami really well. No! What? I don't get it. You did this. Riot, you have the power. You are the designers. You did this. Imagine I just walk in, punch the wall, and I'm just like, fuck, now I gotta fix that. God, that's so annoying. Like, but you did that. But you did this. I don't understand. Nocturne. Okay, so Nocturne's base attack speed ratio is going up to the highest I've ever seen anything ever. With a 0.721 attack speed ratio. Okay, so, like, let me just compare this. I'm gonna just bust out Master Yi as one example. Master Yi is 0.679. Nocturne's going to 0.721. This is considerably high. This is very, very high, okay? So, okay. This is gonna be a mistake, I promise you. I guarantee we're gonna see like Stridebreaker, Wits End, Death Stance, Nocturne, and he's just gonna run up and he's just gonna be attacking. It's just gonna be and you're just gonna be like, okay, I'm dead. He didn't even proc his Fear yet, and I'm dead. Okay. Also, his passive is going down in cooldown. This should help his jungle, and I guess also his top lane, and I guess maybe he'll get it off twice in a gank. I don't know. It's not really that big a deal. This is going to be a mistake. I just feel it in my bones. Giving a champion the highest attack speed ratio in the game by an extremely large margin. Yes, you have Bel'Veth, but Bel'Veth literally has a 25% penalty to her damage, even her on hits. So this is going to be an issue, I promise you. Rel has been out of the spotlight for quite some time now. Was she ever in it? Was she ever in the spotlight? So we're giving her some small quality of life buffs to help her get back on her iron steed. Would that be a buff to the cooldown that helps her get back on her iron steed? You know, because once she gets off her iron steed, she runs around like an idiot with low movement speed. So are you buffing that cooldown? Well, no, they're giving her more movement speed while dismounted. It's nice. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm making fun of it, but yeah, that's actually a good change. That's actually quite good for the game. Attract and Repel is also, so instead of 18 to 11 seconds cooldown, it'll be 13 flat. So don't worry, guys. Levels 17 and 18 Rel are getting nerfed, but the rest of her is getting buffed. Just for those of you who don't understand, that's a joke. Rel is a support. She never gets level 17 and 18. So don't give a shit about this. This is a buff to the champion. She stuns more. My issue here, okay, here's the problem. Rel's stunning more is actually kind of an issue in pro play because that's exactly the problem. But it is good because one of the issues with Rel is her cooldowns are so long. You use her cooldowns and then you just kind of stand there like, I'm not joking. This is literally how long it takes. It's 11 seconds and 13 on. So kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there we go. I can do something again. I mean, you auto attack with your 0.55 attack speed. Okay, so Renekton was dominant in pro play. They still did this shit. Riot, you dumb motherfuckers. Okay, let me explain what Riot's doing wrong here. Oh my fucking god, Riot, you absolute ignorant turds. Okay. I don't give a shit about any of this. Riot, you. Okay. If you're going to adjust Renekton's Q. Okay. Renekton's Rage makes you deal 50% more damage. Does everybody get that? You deal 50% more damage when you rage any of Renekton's abilities. That makes sense, correct? Everybody gets that, correct? Okay. So they're buffing the AD ratio on his Q, but nerfing the base damage. This is a nerf to the champion. Don't get it wrong. This is a nerf to the champion. However, the AD ratio on his buffed R, his buffed Q, is not going up by 50%. It's going up by 40%. Why? The flat damage is still going up by 50%. 50% of 180 would be 90. 90 plus 180 is 270. Do you get that? Do you understand that? 50% more of 180 is 270. 50% more of 100 is not 140%. Riot? This is basic math. I don't even give a shit about these nerfs. Just do the fucking numbers right. Is it that hard, man? I pointed this out. I pointed it out to Riot. I fucking DM'd one of them. They didn't respond, but this was very important to me. Okay? Keep consistent numbers, please. Oh my god. Set. Okay. Okay. So buffing Set. Many of you will be frustrated by this. How do I know who will be frustrated by this? The lower rank you are, the more frustrated you are by this. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine to be low rank. I'm not making fun of you, okay? You're an acceptable person. If you're low rank, that's fine, okay? At the low ranks, his win rate should be more like 51, maybe even 52%. Okay, currently it's 50%. What does that mean? That means that once you go to the high ranks, he does poorly, very poorly. Okay. So they are buffing the AD ratio on Haymaker, not the base damage, the AD ratio. The AD ratio is going up. Facemaker is getting an increased slow. I don't believe this is a good idea. I don't think so. The problem I have with this change is that the slow on Facemaker means that you can now easily and consistently Facemaker into Haymaker and get the true damage. The increased slow means that people cannot walk out of it even if they are fast, even if they expect it. Do you get it? Face breaker. So this means that he's just going to consistently get the true damage on squishier champions, okay? Now, they mentioned that they want him to beat tanks, so... Set hasn't been getting much free time in the top lane, especially given the amount of tanks we're seeing that he should be a strong matchup into. Please stop with the fucking counterpick meta bullshit! Stop! Stop, Riot! Stop it! Fuck you! How many games do people have to play in top lane every day that are unpleasant, that are unfun because of you? You are literally ruining people's days with this bullshit. Fucking stop it. So what are they doing? They're making it. Did you hear how I mentioned that champions without mobility, without movement speed buffs can no longer get out of Haymaker? Who do you think would have no mobility? No, it's tanks. They're literally saying, hey, fuck you, tanks. You need more counter picks. You just don't have enough. Fuck you for picking a tank. Fuck you. You get counterpicked. Fuck you. Does that sound fun? Are you guys having fun now? You picked a tank. Oh boy, I wish to have fun in League of Legends. I'll ban Fiora. They picked Darius. I want to be bad. They picked Set. Oh, that won't also be so bad. I wonder which one is going top lane to fuck me. It's just, why? Okay. Sivir, yeah, Sivir's overpowered. There's not much to talk about here. The damage on Ricochet is going down. The damage that she gets per level is slightly going down. She's getting a nerf. That's it. Not much. Not actually that much to talk about here, unfortunately. Okay, Sylas. Here's the thing with Sylas. He's been the #1 top laner by a large amount, a large pick rate increase over the #2 top laner for a long time. Sylas has been doing very, very good for a long time. Now, if your pick rate starts to go up this much, particularly on a champion who's balanced at more like a 48-49% win rate, this is a problem. Sylas has been a problem for, Jesus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patches at least. So he's literally the #1 mid laner. He has been the #1 mid laner for a very long time. His base health is going down by 20. Yeah, they did that funny thing in the patch notes where they forgot to actually show it. It was 595 to 595. Yeah, it was funny. I don't know. Chain Lash is also going up in cooldown. This is reverting a buff they did earlier. This is probably for the best. Yeah, I think both these changes are probably fine. Sylas was a little bit too good at all-laning when they buffed his W, and I think that was kind of an issue. Taric! Okay, Taric, my boy. I tried to find out why they're nerfing his base magic resist, and they literally don't mention it. Taric has been a little too dazzling in bot lane recently, excelling at healing and CC in addition to being too durable. We're making him a bit less stunning by reducing the uptime on his stuns, making him a bit more susceptible to poke in losing matchups. Why would you push counterpick meta? Is this your only trick? Are you a fucking one-trick pony of balance? Taric's doing too well. What are we gonna do? When we could balance him properly. Fuck you! Make him counter-pickier! Okay, so Dazzle. Dazzle's going up in cooldown. Tarek needs to lose to Zyra more. Tarek needs to lose to Zyra more, guys. It's so fun when you play Tarek and you get counterpicked by Morgana and you get counterpicked by Zyra. That's just the most fun shit in the entire world. It's so fun. God, everyone loves it. It's really interesting. Everyone just says, oh my God, Tarek. Tarek is so fun when I get counterpicked. Set is so fun when I get counterpicked by him. God, I just enjoy life so much more when I get counterpicked. Okay, Trundle's Frozen Domain is going up in cooldown because he's overpowered. How overpowered? Pretty goddamn overpowered. It doesn't really feel like it. I don't know why. We're not nerfing Kindred, by the way. It doesn't really feel like Trundle's overpowered, and yet he's overpowered. I don't really understand it. It doesn't really make any sense to me. He just does really good, like, at every rank. He's just... Does he need to be nerfed this much? Probably not. Probably not. But he does need to be nerfed. I think if they had just increased the cooldown by a little bit, it would have been fine. I don't know why they went with a 3-second increase to his cooldown across all ranks. It's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much. I don't know. I don't know. It seems to be too much to me. Okay, Twisted Fate. Wildcard is gaining an AP ratio, which, once again, I tried to find their justification for giving a 0.8 AP ratio to Wildcard, despite having an entire deck of cards. Okay, only 3, but still. Twisted Fate is forced into drawing blue cards a bit more often than we'd like. Well, yeah, that's supposed to be his mechanic. You draw blue cards to get mana, and then you draw other cards to spend that mana. That's like his thing. In order to help him diversify his draws, we're relaxing his current mana restrictions so players can feel more free to play around harder hitting red and yellow cards. Right, but why are you increasing the AP ratio? They literally didn't mention that. Okay. 0.8's pretty goddamn high, Riot. And then pick a card's mana cost is going down 10 at rank 1, 30 at rank 5. Okay. I don't know. Wukong. Wukong's base attack speed is going down from an absolutely excessive and massive 0.711. By the way, Nocturne is actually going up higher. His attack speed ratio is going up higher than Wukong's is now. This is ridiculously high. And if you ever notice that Wukong just seems to attack really, really fast for some bizarre reason, I never actually knew that his attack speed ratio was this goddamn high. This is insane. This is way too much attack speed ratio. This shit needs... Yeah. Let's just say Nocturne is going to have issues. Base movement speed is also going down, which is probably fine considering he has technically 3 gap closers. Movement speed on his ult, gap closer on his W, gap closer on his E. That's probably fine to give him less movement speed. The 345 is average for bruisers, for those of you who don't know. So, 345 is average. He will now have slightly below average. He now joins Aurelia and Riven in the you don't notice that they have below average movement speed because they'll gap close so many times you'll never see it category. Items. Stopwatch is a terrible item that never should have been added to the game, that has caused nothing but issues, that fucks over game's balance, that was just added for pro play, is now being abused in pro play. Shocked Pikachu face. Oh, we added it for pro play and now it's being abused in pro play. How could this happen? Oh. So the cost on Stopwatch is going from 650 to 750. They're also nerfing Guardian Angel. Its cost is going up by 200 for 5. They say gold, but they mean damage. It's going up 5 damage. So it's going up by 200 gold. It's going up by 5 damage. That's a nerf. Seeker's Arm Guard is getting straight buffed. The ability power is going up by 10, which is probably fine, but I probably would have gone for 25. 30 is a bit excessive. I don't think they should have gone for 30 because now the item is going to generate, once again, it's going to go back to generating 500 gold for free if you go Seeker's Arm Guard. So Seeker's Arm Guard's going to be, once again, that item every single mage goes early game because it just gives you 500 gold for free. Cool. Zanya's Hourglass is being buffed because go fuck yourself, evidently. The ability haste is going up by 5. The ability power is going up by 15. That's an overall buff despite the 400 gold nerf. The opportunity cost of getting it later in the game is bad, I agree, but the increased stats make up for it. So, yeah. Guardian Angel and Zanya's Hourglass will now have the same cost because obviously they have the exact same power level, and this is getting a cost efficiency decrease, and this is getting a cost efficiency increase because obviously Zanya's Hourglass was quite underpowered, whereas the overpowered Guardian Angel was dominating the meta. Nothing really here. Nothing really here. They did one change that I need to find. Okay. This made no fucking sense to me, and I don't understand why this was even like this. Summoner's Rift rank Q matchmaking will now focus more on a player's MMR and less on their visible rank. Here's the thing. Your visible rank is literally useless. In case those of you guys who never actually knew that, your visible rank literally changes nothing. Your visible rank does nothing. Period. Everything is based on your hidden MMR, matchmaking record. You could be platinum with the MMR of a Masters player. That has happened many, many, many times. It happens all the time, in fact. So, your visible rank is meaningless, does nothing. There was no reason at any point to ever do matchmaking based on visible rank. Ever. I don't know why they were doing that. It's a good thing they stopped. I do not understand why they ever used visible rank to ever do matchmaking. That would actually explain why some matches were just horribly, horribly imbalanced. Okay. There's just stuff here. Bug fixes. I don't think I was doing anything. I should have read these before doing this video. Fix the bugs that cause the cursor to move erratically when using smart pings. That one was annoying. Fix the bugs that cause the ancient grudge buff, which reduce damage done to subsequent drakes. Do not grant damage reduction to every drake if slain if the drakes are the Hextech ones. Okay, so this is... Okay, this is a small little bug fix. Okay, when you kill a drake, you do slightly less damage to more drakes after that. Now, Hextech apparently wasn't giving you a stack of that damage reduction. Probably because it was new, and it's something that I don't think anyone actually remembers is even still in the game. It's one of these slight things that they use to tone down teams that are winning the game. So yeah, it's like one of these hidden things. It's like your minions do more damage if you're ahead in gold. You do less damage to drakes if you've already gotten a drake. So they very likely, the developers literally just forgot to give it to Hextech and Chemdragon. Fixed a bug that caused Draven's R execute passive to still execute enemies through spell shields. That makes sense. Fixed a bug where Rift Herald spawn animation would interrupt the knockback from Poppy's R. Okay, that's not actually a bug, that's just bad gameplay. So that shouldn't be a bug fix, that's just a gameplay fix. The spawn animation knocks people back. A knockback cancels another knockback. It's not a bug that the spawn animation would interrupt Poppy's R, it's just bad gameplay. Fixed a bug that causes Orin's item upgrades to be lost if a teammate he was upgrading died during the channel. That one seems more like a bug. Fix a bug that causes Shizvani's E to procure the goddess stacks when melee champions would not clear her. That one's a bug. Fixed a bug that removed Fizz's E range indicator to not show after his VFX update. That's a bug, and probably a really bad one, an annoying one. Fixed a bug that caused Zeri's Q animation to leave vision for longer than intended when last hitting minions. Well, here we go! We actually found a way to nerf Zeri on this patch. Some of you might find a way to make a meme about this. No, fuck Zeri. If we can find even one more way to nerf Zeri, that's good. Good job, Riot. Nerf that champion harder. Never should have been added. Never should have come here. Fixed a bug that caused Pike's R to go on cooldown if an enemy was killed by another ally. That's good. Fixed a bug where champions could flash while charmed if they casted heal or ghost. That would explain some things, but also, I wonder how many people actually knew that and didn't tell anyone because they could abuse that bug. Fixed a bug where the treasure hunter rune would play Draven's passive sound effects if there was a Draven present in the game. Okay. Fixed a bug where executing the fountain or minions would progress the free ticket to base challenge. Okay. Fixed a bug where Cyan's zombie form would count as an additional kill or assist for certain challenges. Fair enough. Fixed a bug where Set's ultimate would disable opponent's Hex Flash or Flash for the remainder of the game. That's probably a good one. Fixed a bug that would cause Unleash's teleport cooldown to display incorrectly. I don't care. Fixed a bug where certain abilities or where using certain abilities after casting Flash would disable Hex Flash and Flash. That's probably a good one. Fix a bug that gave Elder Dragon the normal Drake roar as opposed to his own special Elder roar. That's good. Those are probably good. I need to get water, and then we're going to go over Hecarim. Now we're going to go over Hecarim and Maokai. Did I skip Maokai? We're going to go over Hecarim and... Where's Maokai? Am I blind? Yeah, Hecarim and Maokai. But I need to get water. My mouth is so dry right now. Give me like 5 seconds. Okay, everybody? We're going to do Hecarim. We're going to do Maokai. Then we're going to do skins. And then that's it. Just give me 1 second. I'm dying. Okay. All abilities adjusted. Yeah, that's what I would call a rework, no? Okay. So, Hecarim. There are some changes here that were slipped in last second. So, okay. His base armor is coming down by 3. His health per level is coming down by 5. So another champion is losing the durability update. Good job, Riot. Anyway, Rampage. The flat damage on Rampage is going down from 60 to 180 to 60 to 160. The AD ratio is going up by 5%. Okay, so Hecarim's first Q will hit much weaker unless you can somehow find a way to get 400 base damage on Hecarim. I don't think that you can do that, but if you did, I'd be amazed, actually. Damage per stack. Now, remember, every time Hecarim Qs, he gains a stack. His damage goes up per stack, and his cooldown on his Q goes down per stack. So the more you Q, the more damage you do. The more you Q, the lower the cooldown on your Q, okay? He's like a helicopter. He starts slowly, and then he starts going and going and going, okay? The damage per stack is going from 2% to 4%, is going from 3% per 100 AD to 6% per 100 AD. So if Hecarim can weasel and worm his way into 200 bonus damage, for example, that would actually be 12%. So it would be 16% per stack. The Q cooldown per stack is going from 1 second to 0.75 seconds. The number of stacks is going up from 2 to 3. So, if Hecarim can weasel his way into a full damage or near full damage build, he can weasel his way in there and get 16% damage per stack, he can actually get up to nearly 50% bonus damage on his Q per stack. That would definitely be a lot of damage. The cooldown then is going from 2 at max stacks to 2.25 at max stacks, but obviously you need 3 stacks instead of 2. So Hecarim early in a fight is going to do less damage, and he's going to have less damage with a longer cooldown. But as the fight goes on, that helicopter blade is going to start going, and he's going to start doing way more damage. Now the stack fall off, instead of every stack falls off at once, it's now 1 stack falls off per second. So he can effectively have 2 more seconds before it falls off. so long as he, you know, he'll have 1 stack at that point. The mana cost is going down from 28 to 40 to a mere 30 at all ranks. Okay, so does everybody get this? Less Q early in a fight, more Q later in the fight, less damage early in the fight, more damage later in the fight, less mana after level 4. Everybody got that? Okay. His W is going from a 14-second cooldown to a 16 to 14-second cooldown, but he gains 15 to 35 armor and magic resist while his W is active. So Hecarim's trading is going to be better, and in particular, his ability to press W maybe like later in a fight, like maybe, or maybe like in response to something, like Jax is using Counter-Strike. So you use your W to get armor and magic resist for Jax's burst, or you see Garen, you know, running at you, so you press W, stuff like that. Okay. Devastating Charge is losing AD ratio. Instead of 55 to 110% AD, it'll be 50 to 100% AD, so less burst on that ability. The knockback distance is going down by 100. So the minimum is going from 250 to 150. The maximum is going from 450 to 350. The cooldown is also going from 20 to 16 to 18 at all ranks. Additionally, the R fear duration is going from 0.75 to 2 to 0.75 to 1.5. So they're undoing that buff to its fear cooldown. So, in other words, E will do less in a burst. R will do less in a burst. Q will do less, you got it, in a burst. However, over the course of a fight, he will have more tankiness, probably. I mean, they are nerfing his health growth than his base armor. He'll probably have more tankiness in a burst. He'll probably have, after he goes to the helicopter, after he activates the helicopter, he's going to be doing a lot of damage, actually. That's about it. So, that's a Hecarim rework. I think he might come back to top lane. I think he might not come back to top lane. I'm not sure. I don't really know. They snuck in some last minute nerfs, nerfing his W cooldown, nerfing his base armor, nerfing his health growth. But I don't know. I don't know. He might be overpowered. It looks very strong, but I don't know. There's a lot going on here. It's going to be hard to say. As for Maokai, as compared to when they were originally reworking Maokai, he actually has some buffs. That's right. When they originally revealed the Maokai rework, it did not look very good at all. It looks a little better now. Okay. So, when you get hit by a large jungle monster, not the mini ones, only the large one. When you get hit by the large one, sap magic, that's your passive. That's when you go, hoo, and you heal. It's like, I don't really know what he's doing with that. Is he like grabbing your soul out and healing himself? I don't know. I mean, it says sap magic, but not every champion is magical. What about, I don't know, off the top of my head, a Demacian? Is he sapping magic from Demacians? I don't know. So anyway, large monsters now reduce the cooldown and sap magic by 1.5 seconds per attack received. So, in other words, Maokai will keep his health up in the jungle more. In addition, although the base heal is going from it's 5 to 45, it will be 4 to 34, so a 1 to 11 nerf. The max health is going up considerably. Right now, it's 4.5 to 11. It will be 4.8 to 14%. That's a lot. 14% is a lot every time he heals. Remember, into the late game, this shit can start proccing very quickly and a lot. And with less healing debuffs, we might see the return of the mid-game unkillable, holy fuck, I hate this champion, Maokai. Which I would be fine with, because actually that was really fun to play. Look, sometimes it's okay to have an unkillable tank. That's okay, Riot. It's fine. Is it fine? I don't know. I might regret those words. Bramble Smash, that's his Q. So, the issue with Maokai was that his Q did too much damage early game and didn't do much damage late game. They're kind of sort of fixing that, but not nearly going enough. They're basically buffing its damage, period. It's losing 5 damage at rank 1, but gaining a 2% health ratio. The thing is, I don't believe there's any champion in the game with less than 300 HP. So there's no champion in the game who Maokai is not getting a damage buff to level 1. At rank 5, its damage is going up 15, and it has a 3% health ratio. So at rank 5, against even a champion with 1000 HP, it's going from 230 to 275 damage. So this is a large buff to Bramble Smash's damage, particularly as the game moves on. Sapling Toss is getting nerfed. Pretty hard, actually. Instead of dealing percent health damage, they now deal damage based on Maokai's health. So instead of dealing 16% of his opponent's health, they now deal 12% of Maokai's bonus health. Now, I know what you're saying. But Maokai will have more health, so certainly... No, but here's the thing. It was 16% of their total health. It's now 12% of only Maokai's bonus health. The base damage is going up considerably. This is the empowered damage, by the way. So the empowered damage, I'm not counting the regular damage. The empowered damage is going up from 40 to 110 baseline, but losing the 14% health ratio. So the damage on Sapling Toss is going down I'm going to say a considerable amount. Yeah. For those of you thinking he's going to go Demonic Embrace, he has a 0.4 AP ratio on his Q, and even his Empowered E has a 0.85 AP ratio. Yeah, there we go, 0.85. And his W, I believe, it's not listed here, but I believe that should be like a 0.4, 0.6 at most. His W is, yeah, it's 0.4. So his entire kit would have less than 2 AP ratio. Normally, if a tank goes Demonic Embrace, it's because their AP ratios are just wildly out of control. Like Cho'Gath, who has like a 3.0 AP ratio on his shit. I think it's even higher. It's like 4.0. Or like Udyr, whose W has literally 5 different AP ratios on one ability. Maokai, not so much. So, overall, we're seeing a damage nerf. I'm trying to keep this as simple as I can. Basically, we're seeing an overall damage nerf on Sapling Toss. There's really nothing you can do to say that it'll do more damage. It just mathematically cannot do more damage. So what then does it do? Obviously, they're not nerfing Maokai. They don't want to nerf Maokai. They want to buff Maokai. So the buff on his Q, the buff on his passive. How are they buffing Sapling Toss? Okay. The slow amount on his Sapling Toss is going from 35 to 45%. Then, if you're empowered, the slow also gains an AP and health ratio. For every 1,000 health Maokai has, he will gain an additional 6% slow. That's bonus health, by the way. So, Sapling Toss will slow by more, allowing Maokai to either escape from a fight better or get into a fight better. And if you're empowered, the slow is going up. Early game, it'll basically be the same, the empowered slow and the normal slow. But later in the game, once you have like 1,000 bonus health, it'll be, 51%. So it's not really that big a deal, the empowered slow, but it'll be a little bit more. You can also see that they're trying to push Maokai being like a health champion. They're trying to push maybe like Sunfire full health Maokai. Because like he'll get 14% healing here. So you'll probably see the return of Graspy and Dying Maokai with Health Rune, with the Health Other Rune, stuff like that. Okay. Yep. Nature's Grasp. In the continuing saga of Maokai is getting escapes / engages. Okay, so Nature's Grasp. The initial speed is going from 50 to 100. The max speed is going from 650 to 750. And the amount it accelerates is going up by 50, from 250 to 300. Okay, so basically it will be faster right when you cast it. It will be faster at maximum. And it will get to its max speed faster. Everybody got that? Okay. In addition, whenever Maokai hits a champion with his ultimate, he gains 40 to 60% bonus movement speed that decays over 2 seconds. Now, I initially didn't really understand this because like my thoughts were like, if they're rooted, he can just run up to them and hit his abilities. So like, what's the fucking point of giving him bonus movement speed? This just feels like a buff. But the way they worded it, make like a tree and leave. I think what they're trying to do is give Maokai an escape. So like if he's being ganked, he can ult, then just like run away, and then it'll hit the second champion, and then he refreshes the movement speed, and he runs away again even faster. I don't know. I think that's what they're going for. As a whole, Maokai deals less damage on his E, deals more damage on his Q, heals more, has more CC. Everybody get that? Okay. Oh, also his ult is easier to hit. That should be it then, unless I missed something. That's every champion change, that's every bug fix. Now, let's look at the skins. Okay, so first up we have King Vigo. It's Vigo, but a king. Let me close that, I guess. Okay. But the fuck, I closed the whole thing. Go to a commercial. We're back, baby. Okay, Blitzcrank, Zenith Games Blitzcrank. Okay, it's Blitzcrank, but now he's a robot? Isn't this just shittier than the eye Blitzcrank skin? It kind of just looks like that eye Blitzcrank skin, but it won't make the wee 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 noise. You know that? You know what? When eye Blitzcrank uses the W, you go wee 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 wee. I don't know. Zenith Games Jace. Is this just ass Jace? This is if Riot did the poses for the male champions. If like they did the. Do you guys remember that the Green Arrow project where they put the fucking, I don't fucking know. Anyway, there's this funny thing where they take male champions and they put them in the poses. Like Marvel characters, they put male Marvel characters in the poses they give the female characters to show how utterly ridiculous the poses are. That's kind of what I feel this Jace skin is. Just like ass Jace. Yeah. Let's see. Then we got Zenith Games Lee Sin. That doesn't really look like Lee Sin. In fact, I'll be honest, this kind of seems a little racist. Do a skin for Lee Sin. Oh, he's the Asian guy, right? Yeah. Just draws generic Asian guy. I mean, what? This is actually his Lee Sin. Did they bug it? Is this supposed to be Echo, maybe? Okay. I hate all of these. King Viego, you can stay. Everyone else leave. Okay, so King Viego. It's Viego. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to say. It's Viego. Okay, I mean, right? Like, okay. Sure, why not? Zenith Game Blitzcrank. Adds... It's I Blitzcrank, but shittier. I was right. Yep. Okay. They need. If it doesn't have that noise, I don't want it. Zenith Games Jace. You know what? Sure. Zenith Games Lee Sin. That doesn't really look like Lee Sin. What was this made for? You know, not every skin line is gonna be a hit. I'll be honest with you guys. Not every skin line is gonna be a hit. Okay, huh. Okay, well, while we look at Ass Games Jace, I guess, okay, I'm gonna read Patreons, I suppose, at this point. Okay, so we're done with the video at this point. Remember, everybody, if you join Hashinshin on Patreon, you can help Hashinshin on Patreon. Because when you join Hashinshin on Patreon, you're saying, Hashinshin, thank you for all that you've done. Because you are brilliant and I love you. So to read the names of my mighty Patreon supporters who continue to allow me to make these videos because you're really cool. Let's read through them. Thank you. Special shout out to Ezekiel Quavez, Monica, Nicholas Hinderer, T the Fish, 3 and a Hook, Alex Tennant, Emiru, Enthai, Blazenrak, Christoph Marks, Crash Pino, Guinea Shelbert, Horace the Burb God, Kokurli, Malice, Mao Runner, Omar Nunez, Philemon Landry, Quill of Anguish, Sophie, Sophisticated Fart, Tenchi Kanashiza, Destroy, Used Car Salesman, Amzarine, Ben G, British Mapper, Creador, Dangda, Daniel Fiala, Daniel Huatez, Devin Gill, Yadgad, Eric Penanelli, Esteban Arias, Fell, Full Yuki, Fanaku, Hentai with Senpai, Shun Arthur, J. Paul, Johnny Boy, Justice Sierra, Kalfos Zeramar, Ki Jubi, Ludwig III, Manuel, Metal M. Morgan, Negative KDA, OMG Clover, Aura Hall Khan Knight, Oz, PKZ, RH, Scorpion, Spook, Stickbird 34, Suki 02, Terra, Tomato, Under, Uvo Plaja, Villain, Vivian, WLC, League of Legend, Wolfman, Adam Golding, Qingming Vang. Thank you, all of you, for subscribing to my Patreon. Thank you. You can see my Patreon in the link in the description, and you can join, and then you help me, and I love you then. Special shout out to my YouTube members. Thank you guys for being here. Special shout out to anyone who gets this far in the video. Thank you for getting this far in the video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave a comment on your thoughts down below. The more thoughts you leave, the more I think of you. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.